Hello, I'm Mike Branson, and I'm here to talk to you today about the latest release from Gideon Optics, the Mediator II. Here it is, the Mediator II empty gun is an extreme pistol dot, and I hate that word, extreme. Extreme is one of those words like innovative or tactical, where everybody just sort of throws it out there. It's in all the marketing BS, and it doesn't even mean anything anymore. Like, you could get an extreme job at Taco Bell. I saw the sign on the wall, but it really is one of the most extreme optics projects I've ever worked with. It absolutely pushes the limit of what Gideon Optics can do, and it does some things that I don't think have ever been done before in a pistol dot. But all those things come at a price. So I'm going to tell you right here in the new product launch video what the pros and the cons of Mediator 2 are, and you might decide this is the perfect optic for you, or you may decide this is totally not for you and you want something different. Okay, first of all, I want to talk about the form factor of Mediator 2. So we had Mediator 1 last year, and the most obvious thing that you can see that's a difference is that the brightness controls are on the right now because the battery cap, the battery compartment is no longer on the right-hand side as it was with Mediator 1. We have a 2032 battery, and it goes in the top. And what we've done there is that we've actually inverted the design of this red dot. So most red dots out there, most pistol dots, the emitter is at the bottom and it's pointing up this way and the glass is curved this way. If you look inside here, you'll actually see that the glass is curved this way, going back towards the slide instead of up and away from the slide. Because the emitter is on top, the battery is on top. The whole thing is upside down compared to any other optic that we've done before. We did this so the optic can be symmetrical on both sides, because the older style enclosed emitter ACRO footprint dots were asymmetrical to look at. You had a little bit of metal on this side and a bunch of metal on that side because of the battery cap, and that was a little bit disorienting. And the other thing that we can do with this is we can change the deck height. So the phrase deck height, I don't know if it really applies to closed emitters or not, but I'm applying it. It's my video and I can do that. So you'll notice that the top of the optic is the thick part. We've basically shifted the window down, and so the window gets very close to the slide at the bottom part, which should help you get better co-witness with various heights of iron sights without hopefully having to buy giant super tall aftermarket iron sights. So the window shifted down, and the other thing that we can do is we can make the window taller. So I actually have it in my cell phone here, so I don't say it wrong. Mediator 1 was basically a 16 millimeter by 16 millimeter square window, and it kind of tapered at the edges. It wasn't really square. This is a much more square window, but the raw dimensions turn out to be 18.8 millimeters tall and 21.4 millimeters wide. So it is basically nearly the window size of like a micro dot that you'd see on a rifle, like a Aimpoint T1 or T2 that's a 20 or a 22 millimeter tube, right? We're almost there, but in the square ACRO format here, which brings me to, it will come in the box with this absolute co-witness riser mount, which works great on ARs. I'm generally not a fan of running a pistol dot as my primary on a long gun, because I'm like, I need a bigger window. It's not strong enough. It's not tough enough. What if I drop it, right? This is the first one, I think, where I could really see running this as my primary on this little lightweight 10.5 SBR, because it's a big, generous window. It plays really well with a 3x magnifier that I can put right back here. It's absolute co-witness behind the irons. Accidentally turned on my flashlight there. All right, so the sight picture is lovely. I have a selectable reticle in here. We'll get to that. It's going to come with this mount right in the box. And if you don't think it's appropriate for a PCC, a lightweight rifle, something with a stock, you're sleeping on it. So that will make a difference, and you don't have to buy a mount extra. That's going to come right in the box when you buy the optic. Okay, I have the slide locked back because I may point this thing in all kinds of directions, and I want you guys to know that it is an empty gun. I want to talk about the form factor of enclosed dots, and this one in particular. We have not one but two pieces of sacrificial glass on this optic. So we have our rear piece of glass. That is what creates a sealed optic as opposed to just one glass in the front. We now have a second piece of glass in the back. These optics are nitrogen purged. And that separates any outer debris from the emitter. So the emitter is hiding in the top of this optic, but you can't get to it. You're not ever going to have to clean it with like Windex and a Q-tip or any of that jazz. I can be one of those extreme athletes that's doing tactical games like CrossFit with guns, and I'm taking a mud bath, and I'm crawling through, the tunnel. I'm going under the barbed wire. Think about my friend Ian McCollin and his brutality matches that he does, right? This is a great optic. If you are a brutality match athlete, you're going to love this, because when it gets dirty, oh no, I got fingerprints all over it. Gross, right? What do? I just take my t-shirt and I wipe it off. Good enough, who cares, right? So I could dip it in mud and the same thing would happen. Just swipe with my thumb or swipe with my shirt or whatever, and I can clear it really a lot easier than an open emitter. If this piece of glass in the back gets broken, the optic will still function. All the nitrogen purging is going to come out of it, but you will still be able to use it, okay? Same as in the front. So let's take a look at the front real quick. And now you can see what I was talking about with the construction being upside down and inverted. See how the glass is curving on the bottom. On the bottom is where it's curving in, and the top is where it sticks out the most. That is the opposite of your normal non-enclosed open emitter reflex sight. But I can't actually touch that glass. That glass in there, the part with the orange coating on it, will always be clean, because I have to hit this sacrificial lens first. Gross, I can get all nasty with fingerprints, okay? And the inside glass is still clean and fine. I got a nice crisp sight picture. All I have to do to clean it, once again, t-shirt time. There we go. No problem. Okay? And again, this front piece of glass could get hit by a rock. It could get hit by an airsoft BB. It could get hit by the corner of a table that I dropped this on. Whatever you want to imagine. If this breaks, shatters, cracks, it doesn't matter if it breaks, shatters, or cracks, because the actual glass that's creating our reticle is the orange thing that you see behind it. So we have two pieces of glass in these optics that can be destroyed, but the optic will still work regardless. Okay, so a few quick words about the mount and form factor, and then we're going to get to the important parts. So 2032 battery goes in the top. Brightness up, brightness down are on the right side. We have shake awake, so I put it down. About 4 minutes later, it falls asleep. I pick it back up, and it wakes back up without me having to find a button. That's standard. If you know Gideon Optics, you know we put that on all of our dots. ACRO footprint. So thank you to Aimpoint for being super cool about us making ACRO footprint dots. The ACRO footprint, except for the new Aimpoint Koa footprint, is probably the best and strongest footprint out there. If you're looking for the strongest and smartest footprint, the ACRO right now is pretty much the top. It's basically, if you don't know, it's Honey, I Shrunk the 1913 Picatinny rail, and it has a recoil lug cut across that gets matched by the footprint of this optic, and that's what handles all the jackhammering back and forth of the slide reciprocation. It handles those forces, so the screw doesn't have to. So we only have one screw. I'm going to very carefully point that down. We have one screw coming in from the left-hand side, and that's it. Put some blue thread locker on it, torque it down to about 15 inch-pounds, you're done. It's going to be the quickest install video ever. But it's also the footprint that's least likely to result in broken screws and things flying off unexpectedly, okay? So Aimpoint ACRO is a very, very smart footprint for a tough optic. We made the toughest optic we can, which brings me to the crazy thing, the risky thing. There's only so much you can do with adding more and more 7075 aluminum to a dot before it gets even bigger than this, which this is already a giant chonkus of a dot. We can only do so much adding more aluminum. So how do we make it even stronger than that? We have to do something nobody's done before. To get what you never had before, you got to do what you never done before. You'll see these four little screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, that are holding in a side plate. That side plate is, I'm not joking, stainless steel. We have two stainless steel plates, one on each side of Mediator II. It's basically like belt armor on the battleship Texas. Come on, Texas. I'm proud to be an American. It is anti-torpedo armor for your pistol dot. I am not making this up. So that makes this optic really, really strong, but it's stainless steel, which also means if you scrape the snot out of this and you rub all the coating off, this is the first pistol dot you could buy that has the potential of having the body rust on you. Yeah, because it's stainless, not rustless. So the other thing that causes is it's not only big looking, it's big weighing. It is 3.2 ounces, which is not much less than like a rifle dot like that Aimpoint T1 or T2 or those micro dots, right? 3.2 ounces is very, very heavy for a pistol dot. And the conventional wisdom is we have run right up on the edge of how much weight and mass you can add to a pistol before you start running into short stroking issues and other issues like locking the slide back. So let's do a quick demo of that. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right here and right now. Okay, this is downrange. I'm probably not going to show you my target today. I'm just doing demos on function. So I've got one round in various magazines. This gun is basically a worst case scenario for putting too much mass on a pistol slide. This is a HK VP9F A1, and these things have a recoil spring that's in the 18 to 20 pound range. Why? That's a 45 ACP recoil spring rating. 1911 guys, back me up on this. Your 1911s come with 18.5 to 20 pound springs. This gun is designed for duty use to digest a lifetime of 124 grain NATO spec plus P in a military or law enforcement context where you're shooting duty issued ammo. That duty issued ammo is hot stuff, and it needs to run 100% on super hot ammo for a really long time. That's why they sprung it this way. Now, in addition to a really, really strong spring, we're adding 3.2 ounces to the back of the slide. And obviously this is a stock gun, so I haven't cut speed holes in here that look cool on Instagram to try to offset the mass that I've added. So here is one of my 147 grain hand loads, which are fairly soft hand loads. Worst case scenario, I'm going to hold it like this, all right? Only my middle finger is on the grip of the gun. Don't try this at home. My ring finger and my pinky finger are completely off the gun. And it locked back. Let's try the same thing with blazer ammo. 147s. And it locked back. Okay, so with 147 grain ammo that's at like a standard velocity, I think we're good. Now, here's where we get tricky. Uh-oh, this is MagTech bulk pack, steel cased, cheap as it comes, 115 grainers. Oh, still locked back. Try one more. See if I can hold it super loose. Super loose with just one finger. Nope, still did it. Okay, fine. Be reliable. And then this is Federal Syntec 124. This is gamer stuff, right? This is I'm making Instagram videos and I want to look super cool because I shoot really flat and I have like .20 splits. This is your ammo. All right, gamer ammo. Super loose grip. All right, and you can see how I still almost got it, even so, but I've created a stovepipe situation with gamer ammo, a gun not designed for gamer ammo, and a 3.2 ounce dot on the back of it. Now, just for kicks and giggles, I have 3 rounds left of this Federal Syntec. We're going to do this live. Right now, win or lose, what if I take an actual good grip with this? And I really hope my camera hasn't died or something because this really is my last 3 rounds. I held the gun firmly with 2 hands. Did you see how flat it shot? Gamer ammo, right? It still functions fine if I shoot the gun like I know what I'm doing. But if you're one of those guys who wants your gun to work flawlessly all the time, no matter if I hold it upside down and I pull the trigger with my pinky, right, and you're doing those kind of parlor tricks, maybe adding a 3 ounce dot to the back of the pistol is not for you. If you're one of those guys who never maintains anything and you don't even own any gun oil, you just like throw it in the back of the pickup truck when you're done, screw it, who cares? I have stainless steel on this Optic now. It could actually rust and look really, really ugly. Would it affect the function of the Optic? No, but it's going to look ugly when it's all rusted. If that's you, maybe this ain't for you, okay? So this is an extreme dot, and it may not be for everybody. What it is it is crazy tough. It has a big window. It's forgiving. It's easy to use. It's the first enclosed pistol dot I've ever shot that doesn't feel like I'm shooting an enclosed pistol dot. And that's the main reason why I was like, we have to make it, guys. We have to make this into a production item, because the big window, the square window, and having the flat sides makes a ton of difference. I hope that the Mediator 2 meets your needs. It has met my needs in testing for what I need to do with it, and I think you'll find they are a champ. They are big, chunky, heavy. It's hard to conceal. This is one of the only dots that I've ever had a hard time with printing when I have tried to conceal it. However, I carried it at GunCon in Cleveland last weekend, and nobody noticed. So how bad could it be? I carried it on a VP9. So these things can be done. I hope that Mediator 2 meets your requirements. It can meet some very extreme requirements, and we are super proud of it. Check it out at GideonOptics.com.